They're really communists, most of them, that are with the cops, and they'll tell you point blank, they'll go, I'm going to kill you someday, Jones. You're damn right, we're cops. I work for them, and we're taking over. The state needs to rise, and we're here to make sure it does. And then later, down with the state, down with the state. Then their total status. I mean, I've had them in Austin death threaten me, sitting there getting black op orders from the cops with feds overhanging us. You know what it's like to know the police are terrorists? You know what it's like to have them come up and say they're going to plant bombs on you? You know what it's like to know these bastard anarchist leaders are scumbag feds? You know what it's like to know they're out there doing this and they can shut down our free speech? And I'm going to Denver, ladies and gentlemen, and I'm going to cover what's going on there. You can be assured of that. Dr. Paul Craig Roberts is coming up next. Strap yourselves in. He's guaranteed to be locked and loaded in the info war. PrisonPlanet.com. Austin cop, no lights on, just run right up behind you with pleasure. Just get, and then swing around, almost hit you, and then just sit there with a light in your face, going, "You son of a bitch, citizen! You are slave, civilian. I rule you. And if I want to shoot you in the face with rubber bullets." You know, that girl at the Red Sox game came out of a bar. They shot her in the face 10 feet away, blew her eyeball back in her brain. She bled to death. The cops went on the news and said she shouldn't have been out there. Death, death, death. Hey, don't worry, the bankers are going to take everything you got, cops. You think you can just deal death on us and deal pain on us? You don't think there aren't bigger devils above you in the New World Order that'll have their way with you?
I will uphold the Constitution.
For several reasons.
Afghanistan right now are not as good as people think they are. Right now we're doing nothing other than feeding the industrial military complex and creating debt for the Federal Reserve, which isn't even a federal organization, so that they can enslave us and control us. So, join the military, depends on what you want to do with it. Me, I'm going to use my training in the military and I suppose become one of those domestic terrorists that you're so afraid of from the DHS and their reports.
The voice that you heard in the preceding clip belongs to Charles Dyer, aka July 4th Patriot, who was recently arrested on a rape charge. And when the police searched his home, they found a grenade launcher that was of the same type that was stolen from a California Army post. Mr. Dyer is also a member of the Oath Keeper movement, and this is a movement that basically says that, you know, they're military and police officers who are basically taking a pledge to disobey what they see as unlawful orders such as, you know, herding the American people into FEMA camps or disarming the American public, so on and so forth. I think it's important to highlight the case of Mr. Dyer because I think it really illustrates the very real danger that is present with the rhetoric of Alex Jones, Jeff Renz, and all of the other conspiracy purveyors. Especially Alex Jones, who I tend to focus my attention on because his voice is the loudest and it's very hard not to pay attention to him. Just think about this. Alex Jones has thousands, and that's conservative, has thousands of listeners. And just based on the small sample that I've had the opportunity to interact with on my time here on YouTube, I have to conclude that many of them are mentally unstable. Now, let's take an audience that includes many mentally unstable individuals. And let's throw in the rhetoric of Alex Jones that talks about poison vaccines, that talks about a Federal Reserve that isn't really federal, that's really just an offshore cartel that wants to enslave us all. Let's talk about a country that is under the heel of jackbooted police forces that desire to enslave us, that desire to put a boot on our skulls, that desire to pistol whip us, that desire to torture us. Let's throw in rhetoric about how the government is constantly planning false flag terror attacks. Let's constantly throw in rhetoric about how they want to kill you. They want to kill you and your family. They want to kill your neighbor. They want to kill your dog. They just want you dead. Pretty scary, isn't it? Isn't it reasonable to think that someone might be spurred to action, that someone might be inspired to pick up a gun and make a preemptive strike against the New World Order? Is that so crazy? Well, I don't think the case of Mr. Dyer illustrates that it's crazy. I think it's very reasonable to be wary of that. And that's a big part of the reason why I even bother to make these videos, and why I even bother to put myself out here to be abused in a lot of cases, have my videos one-starred, be called a sheeple. Well, folks, I'm not a sheeple. I want to set the record straight. And I want you all to quote me on this. I'm not a sheeple. I want to set the record very straight on this. And I'm only going to say this once here. I am a Jewish, Masonic, Jesuit disinformation agent. Okay? I'm going to say that again. I am a Jewish, Masonic, Jesuit disinformation agent. Okay? You got that? All right then. Thank you for watching, and let us be free from all anxiety and senseless fear.